right, gentlemen, come Saturday, 7:30 p.m. local Kenyan time. The league begins proper. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. What do you think about that? Aha, I can see
now you're
Simon
talking.
is now
Now you're talking.
the league starts. Simon.
The league starts on Saturday. We've just been watching curtain raisers. Happy to see all of you guys waiting for Saturday big time. We're back. The big boys are back. I've just gotten an email from the club today that the big boys are back training. We've started preseason late, but yeah. So your Brunos are back. Call us penalty FC all you want. But I'm happy. Nicholas didn't mention. They had penalties. There's no Liverpool fan here, but penalties are part of the game. I still expect a few signings before we can push on, but I am confident that we'll do better than we did last season. I don't know how we ended up finishing third. Bruno had a lot to do with that, but but I can assure you that this season that 33-point gap will be bridged, and then we are a project, work in progress, all on the wheel. Let's see who comes in.
Do you expect to beat Crystal Palace? Okay, you are coming to that. Okay, just proceed. I wanted to ask you, do you expect to beat Crystal Palace?
It's more than expectation. It's I'm just waiting for 3 goals without reply.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno and Martial doing the business for me on Saturday.
But Zaha will also do for Crystal Palace.
No, Zaha will be auditioning because our chase for Sancho is not going so well. So he's auditioning to come back home. So we'll watch him and see what he can do. But he's not performed against us. He's a good player, but it's not something that is giving me sleepless nights.
Did you say Sancho is not going on well? I thought maybe the number 7 shirt has been reserved, worn by such great guys in the past: Ronaldo, Giggs, George Best, David Beckham. Now I thought it was Sanchez. Now I thought from Sanchez it goes to Sancho. What's happening with that transfer?
We are holding on to the dream that Sancho comes to the theater of dreams, but it's not going so well at the moment. However, we still have 3 weeks before the transfer window closes. Mm-hmm. Football is a crazy game. Anything can happen between now and end of the transfer window. But again, like I said, there are still positions we need to improve. Sancho, yes, is a priority, but if we are able to improve a couple of those areas, get cover for Luke Shaw at left back, get a good partner for Maguire at centre back, then we'll be good to go. So whether Sancho comes or not, we might need a stopgap until Dortmund are willing to sell. We might need to bring in a Gareth Bale on loan or a Wilfred Zaha, for to act as a stopgap, because I think we need someone to improve our attack.
Oh, great. Steve, what do you make of that attack coming up in Manchester United? Do you think he's going to challenge for the title now that even the ardent Man U fan doesn't understand how they finished number 3 last season? Maybe he thought they'll finish number 10. I don't know what it means.
Manchester United is a good team, actually. The only problem is they tend to rely mainly on penalties. But otherwise, they can just play their heart out and just do well. But you see, most of the time, if you realize the way Arsenal play, penalty becomes the last option. If you look at the way the other time was, we got a penalty when we were playing Chelsea in the finals. But he just tried to score, not relying on penalties. But you see, Man U, with their full force, the front 3, they tend to rely on penalties. So, and that's why you'll find that out of 3 games or 4 games, they end up scoring maybe 2 goals. And that's why they were knocked out of UEFA Championship. Not that they don't have good players, but they tend to rely on penalties.
But what do you think is the way they pressurize the opponents into making those mistakes that they earn penalties? I mean, it's
Exactly, Steve.
beyond the referee. I mean, foul applied.
Thank you.
There's only one.
No. You see, the point is,
Brian. Steve,
the point is, if you look at, if you look at,
let's hear from Simon, Steve.
What I'm trying to say,
Steve, no, hold that thought. Let's hear from
Yes.
No, Brian, you put it very well. That you can't just get penalties for playing the ball around the back. You have to be direct, and that's the thing. We played direct football. You come in our way, and we know how to win those penalties. I mean, I have no apologies to make about the number of penalties we make. It shows that we are in the box of the opponent. I know you guys are dying to be in our position because
No way.
No. You see,
I can see you're refuting that point. What do you have to say about that, Dolo?
No, Brian, look at some of the penalties that these guys have been given. Very dubious penalties.
Dubious, yes.
But nowadays, in the age of VAR, how do you call the penalties dubious?
No, let me give you a very good example.
How do you call them dubious when an assistant referee has actually checked?
No, let me give you a very good example. When Bruno Fernandes stepped on a defender's foot against Aston Villa, it was called as a penalty for Manchester United. Mm-hmm. Simon here will agree with me that was not a penalty. They still checked VAR.
It was not a clear and obvious mistake.
No, you see now, it comes back to...
Now that's a mistake.
Yeah? So this is what we are saying. I think when...
we got more than one penalty last season. I don't know what the fuss is about. One penalty, going our way, while all the others have been disallowed. I mean, give me another instance where you had a problem with our penalties. It's just the Aston Villa one.
No, you could.
Okay, Brian. The problem I have.
Yes, the problem you have.
Okay, the problem I have is that Manchester United last season only they got 3 more times penalties compared to what Arsenal has got in 3 seasons. So in one season, Arsenal cannot even get 22 penalties. And in one season, Manchester United got 22 penalties. And Bruno Fernandes was trying to see whether he can get the golden boot by scoring 8 out of the 12 goals through penalties. So it's the 2 teams that are being favored in the EPL, and everybody knows, is Manchester United and Liverpool. If you are beating Liverpool, they will definitely get a penalty. And I knew that Leeds game won't end 3-3. Somehow in Liverpool, and even if Leeds will play Manchester United, you'll still see the same thing. If Leeds will be holding on Manchester United, Manu will get a penalty. That one you can take it to the bank. So these 2 teams somehow they are favored. I don't know, but that's my thinking.
If I could,
Arsenal scored 3 clear goals. 3 clear goals, no penalty.
Let me just add.
As far as I understand, a goal is a goal, whether a penalty or whatever is a goal. It's a goal. So I mean, yes, Dolo, before we go to the big one of the day.
Yeah, some of the decisions that, say for example, Arsenal or other teams have received when it was a clear penalty, and I can cite for you at least 4 occasions last season for Arsenal specifically, because that is my team. Mm-hmm. Those were clear penalties, but they were not given. But any other small thing that happens for Manchester United or Liverpool is called as a penalty. So these are the questions we keep asking. Are there some teams that are more equal than others in the league? Because I want to believe, as Steve pointed out, Manchester United and Liverpool tend to get favorable decisions from these referees.
So are you trying to say the Ferguson devil is still hanging around?
The Ferguson hangover is still there. Let's accept it. The Liverpool and Manchester of this world. Those are teams that are favored. We all know that. So it's not an issue to talk about, because we can see we can always see it on the pitch.
All right. After the curtain raiser, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, we go to the main act of the game. Arsenal versus West Ham United. What's your take?
That's another
that's another 3 point.
For who?
It's the home team. It's a matter of how many goals. Actually, what we'll be going to watch is how many goals. It's not a matter of a draw or a loss. We are going to win by what margin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a win for us. Of course, United will also win. Crystal Palace. I'm expecting the home teams to get results.
Okay.
But I'm not talking about the Sunday match, so that will come later.
That will come later. So, Marisa, is that a
Brian,
3-0?
Brian, just to remind.
Proceed. Go ahead.
Just to remind the Arsenal fans that the West Ham game is a London derby.
Yeah.
That West Ham have lost their first home game of the season.
That's right.
They're still finding their footing, so it won't be as easy as Steve is putting it.
But they will lose the second one, that's for sure.
Well, I think
they will lose.
I think for me, Brian.
Yes, Dolo.
You see, I think for me, my thoughts around our first home game of the season against West Ham, it would be an easy match, as Simon has put it. Why? Because it's a derby. Number one. Number two, yes, West Ham have lost the first match. But I think given the formation, given the form we're in, given the new signings taken on board, I think it's going to be 3 points for Arsenal. But it might not be very easy. But yes, there should not be a problem disposing of West Ham, except the fact that it's a derby. And as we know, all derbies, it's a bit, unpredictable. You can't really predict that it will go your way 100%. So
Yes.
with respect to them, but I think 3 points we'll take them come Sunday 10 o'clock.
All right, Sunday 6:30 p.m. Chelsea versus Liverpool. What a match! What a game! With all the new signings Chelsea have brought on board, and Liverpool, the defending champions. Nicholas, hapo itakuwa vipi, my friend?
Chelsea is an unknown quantity. That's what I can say. From their from the last season's squad and the current beefing up, I can say nobody knows what is going to happen. But everybody is going to expect a very tough match and an exciting match at that point. I can't say we're going to get the 3 points. That one I can be sure.
All right. Dolo, you wanted to say something about the game?
I think it's going to be a game of not 1 or 2 goals. There will be quite a number of goals in that game. Liverpool is starting to leak. I think the Van Dijk era is slowly coming to an end, and you can expect Werner to score a goal or two. On the other side, these guys are, also having problems, because Zuma is not your best defender, but he's unfortunately Chelsea's best defender currently. And you can expect the front line of Liverpool to exploit the weaknesses in that Chelsea defense. So I expect
Lampard is a
a
very
number of goals.
unpredictable guy. You'll never know what will happen on Sunday.
Zuma.
When Dolo says that he's not the best of time, his light is your best, reminds me the good book says, if the light in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? So I'm seeing that defense of Chelsea is not in a good place.
So they will leak. I think both sides will leak goals.
Brian,
if I'm being frank.
Simon?
If I could quote, the greatest manager to have ever lived, Sir Alex Ferguson, strikers win you matches, but it's defenses and goalkeepers that win you titles. And that for me is the biggest issue for Chelsea at the moment. I'm happy with Kepa because he's useless. I'm happy with the defense because it's non-existent at the moment. At the moment, they sort out that, then you have a problem. However, we're expecting a great game on Sunday, and usually, what happens, they call it the curse of the commentators, the curse of the pundits. You might be shocked that it will be a 0-0 snooze fest come Sunday.
Oh, 0-0, tough call. 0-0, tough call. I don't see it 0-0. I mean, something will give. I agree with Dolo when he said there'll be several goals. We just don't know who will score many goals. But 0-0, Steve, 0-0?
No, there will be lots of goals. In fact, I heard Simon talking about Liverpool versus Leeds and how he wished both teams could lose. The same is happening with me this Sunday. I wish all the teams could lose. Because I hate those two teams. But but having said that, I feel like there will be lots of goals. One thing is that if you look at the finishing for Liverpool is very good. Mm-hmm. And with Chelsea leaking defense, mm-hmm. Whether Chilwell will play, whether Silva, Liverpool will score like 2 goals minimum. Mm-hmm. I'm expecting Liverpool to score not less than 2 goals. And Chelsea, on the other hand, they may also strike and score, mm-hmm. Especially Christian Pulisic and this Kai Havertz. Though yesterday he had a very quiet game, but he's a good player. So I'm also expecting Chelsea will score. So maybe my prediction, it can go whichever way, but one team will win.
Gentlemen, we are running out of time, so we need to be looking at the formations we think will be adopted. I don't know what formation Manu is playing, given their new belief in themselves. Do they have the ability to go all the way? Do they have the depth? Do they have the... I don't know. They're believing in the new manager. I know he's doing things, but do they have what it takes to be champions yet again? What formation are you guys playing this season, Simon?
Well, Brian, we do not have the capacity to win the league this season. That much I know. Mm-hmm. However,
thank you very much, Simon.
Top 4 is top four is a given for us.
Very honest.
One out of the way. One out of the way. Continue.
So you're on your way to winning the league, Carissa. The way you say you're on your way. Yeah? All right, Simon, proceed.
So top four is, we are definitely in the top 4. Mm-hmm. In terms of how we play, I'm excited to watch our midfield, Van der Beek, Donny Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno. How the 3 of them combine. Whether the big question is whether Van der Beek can play as a 6. I think Ole will experiment a bit with Matic, Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno, with Greenwood because of his issues at the England camp, warming the bench this weekend. But I expect Martial to live up to his hype. 30 goals a season, a striker. I think it's something he can do. I expect Rashford to chip in with more than 20 goals again this season. I expect Bruno to be up there with Kevin De Bruyne as the best creators in the league. So I'm really excited. I'm just hoping that we can sort out our defense, and then improve our team chemistry, get our squad depth right, and then next season we'll challenge. But this season I don't see us challenging. But top 4 is a definite for us.
Is Pogba back in training? I know he was in 2 weeks isolation after they tested positive for coronavirus. Is he back? Or I assume
yes, the big boys are all back. No, Pogba tested positive for COVID, but he's back in training. All the big boys are back. We are working towards the Palace game.
Right, Steve, quick one from you. We have less than 8 minutes.
Okay, the formation that Arsenal is using is 3-4-3, and for us, what we are waiting is just to get one more signing probably a defensive midfielder. Because even if you looked at that Fulham game, anytime the ball reaches mid areas going forward, the Swahili say Yuki. You don't know where Yuki is coming, whichever wing. You see, so we are just smelling goals. So we just need a defensive midfielder who will support our defense. And I think that's it. So after watching Fulham's game, it's one of the games I watched when I was so relaxed because I was seeing Yuki going, and so I'm just looking forward for a exciting season ahead.
All right.
So I'm expecting 6 points, and that's it.
Carissa,
after 2 games.
let's hear from Carissa as we wrap up.
Well, I think I loved what I saw in the first match. I'm more expecting many changes from that particular one, given the fact that our new signings did very well. I'm looking forward to them doing much better in terms of stability, and therefore, as Steve has put it, with the 3 at the back, perhaps I'll want to see Luis back in the team because he missed out because of a neck injury. I think he should be okay this week. So that Hope Holdings can give way. He's a good defender. I saw what he did, but I think in some matches he's a kind of a player who is a bit shaky. He's not very, very stable, unlike the other players. In terms of the defense, defensive midfield, I would love to see Elneny continue his progression. His progress in terms of improving at the mid, and perhaps see, of course, Zaka, and maybe have Caballos on the bench so that we can have the firepower when he comes in the second half, just the same way we did against Fulham. So yes, we respect West Ham, but I think with the formation right, with the motivation back because of Auba, I think we're good to go.
Great, Charles. Your final thoughts.
No, so for me, I think it's just to remind people that Pepe has not even touched a ball this season. We are still expecting firepower from that guy. Mm-hmm. So expect more and more goals. I know Simon is trying to shake his head, but it's true. We saw what he did to Luke Shaw last season. So
Javinho in disguise.
No. Did you say Javinho?
So we can't even compare those two. But I can tell you for free, Pepe is a man to watch out for this season.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the Blues, guys. Nicholas, what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts, Number 1 is for Arsenal, guys. You won an easy match. That's a team who put 9 goals against last season. So don't expect anything much. It's not
against who?
Fulham was not in the league last season.
It means
I think he meant 2018.
But 9 goals were in 2 matches. So the next game, the return game, will be 6-0, I think.
Okay, probably, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, Arsenal should just chill, wait for the weekend match. It's not a walkover for you. That one I can tell you for free.
All right.
What do you think is the
what say thank you for Chelsea to your donatia, William?
Hey, thank you. By the way, we are very happy.
No, we are grateful. We are grateful for that.
You did not, Cheso, you did not donate William. You're in a position to tie him for 3 years. Perhaps you didn't have money or had money to pay the young boys. That's why he came to the project, and he's at home now. So we have a project that we are building around him.
And he's happy.
Gave him what he wanted.
You can see he's happy.
Happy, and you watched this best. You saw what happened. I mean, first few minutes and with 3 assists. I mean, honestly speaking, clearly speaking, he was the wrong team from the word go, baby.
He's been in the right team, but he's won a Champions League with us.
But
Brian, I think
that's why Carissa calls it the project. Gentlemen, I think that's it. I want to thank you so much for your time, for being here with us for this analysis. We'll be back again next week to talk about the weekend matches, your predictions. And let's support our teams and see how it goes. For the fans watching us, we really want to appreciate you. We ask you to check our YouTube channel and hit the notification button so that you don't miss any incisive commentary from this great team. That's it for now. Ciao. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Number is 14.
Amen.
Thank you.